Since the birth of human civilization, people's curiosity and the exploration of the universe beyond the Earth have never stopped. 50 years ago, American scientists sent signals, including numbers used by humans, the shape of telescopes, the chemical composition of human DNA, and the shape of human body to the globular cluster M13 through the Arecibo telescope, the largest radio telescope in the world at that time. However, before waiting for a reply from aliens, the fast 500-meter aperture spherical radio telescope in China emerged and directly became the #1 in the world. Subsequently, the Arecibo telescope collapsed as it lost its value and was no longer maintained. How amazing is the telescope built by a Chinese genius in his lifetime? Why do many people say that it may bring more than one Nobel Prize in physics to China? What charm does it have that makes the whole world send requests to China for its use? Astronomy relies extremely on telescopes to make breakthroughs. With the development of that time, there are more and more interference signals on the Earth, and the aperture of telescope are getting larger and larger. The Arecibo telescope, with an aperture of 305 meters, was once the largest radio telescope in the world. Americans won the Nobel Prize in Physics twice for observing pulsars and verifying general relativity. At that time, the largest telescope in China had an aperture of only 30 meters, less than 1/10 of that of Arecibo. At that time, major telescope projects in the world did not involve Chinese people. Until a Chinese stood up. His name is Nan Rendong. Seeing the difficult situation of Chinese scientists, he decided to build a radio telescope of his own for Chinese people. In 1994, Nan Rendong began to invest in research of Chinese sky eye. In the following 22 years, he dedicated all his time to the sky eye. During this period, he had almost no holidays and didn't dare to waste a single day. As he often said, if the work is not done well and the fast stopped for a day, the country will waste 120,000 yuan for nothing. For building the Chinese sky eye, set selection is the first problem. Giant telescopes have extremely strict requirements for set selection. There can be no electromagnetic interference, and they need to receive distant cosmic signals, so it's extremely sensitive. And because it weighs more than 5,000 tons, it can only be built relying on the terrain of a sinkhole. Nan Rendong, who is 49 years old, ran around for more than 10 years. Finally, he found an ideal construction site in a large pit in the mountain of Guizhou. Here it's far from people, surrounded by mountains. It blocks electromagnetic signals. The natural large pit is convenient for construction. The underground river can be used as a natural drainage ditch, making the Chinese sky eye on the top of an isolated mountain free from flood disasters. It's a God-given construction site. In 2016, the Chinese sky eye was officially put into use. In September 2017, Nan Rendong's lung cancer deteriorated, and he passed away at the age of 72. Although Mr. Nan has left us forever, as long as humans are still looking up at the starry sky, his name will always exist. The Chinese sky eye is the only super-large aperture radio telescope in the world. It has a diameter of 500 meters, and it's composed of 4,450 reflective panels. The area is equivalent to 30 standard football fields. Its comprehensive ability is 10 times that of the former #1 telescope in the United States. It can detect signals at the edge of the universe. After Sky Eye was built, in just a few years, more than 240 pulsars have been discovered, making great contributions to astronomical observation and development in China and even the world. It's precisely because of scientists like Nan Rendong, with extraordinary vision and great character, who continuously explore and support the development of Chinese nation, that there is now an advanced China. Finally, I remember a sentence evaluating Mr. Nan Rendong. In an era full of money, he looked up and saw the moon. Let's pay tribute to the great scientists. Subscribe to me to learn more Chinese stories.